Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the best podcast in the world, the Real Benchwarmers. And today we'll be talking about major results in Europe. With nowhere to start, but Man United versus Liverpool. What do you have to say for yourself? Yeah, what do you have to say for yourself, bro?
Well, multiple things. I'm not angry. I've said this like 5 times today,
Okay.
but I am disappointed. I think I want to give excuses for the players, but the players disappointed everyone today.
The players crumble.
They
crumble,
on
and
Anfield completely. And obviously, we can say there's a little bit of fatigue, there's a little bit of this, there's a little bit of that. You just played a cup final, you just played the FA Cup, you're emotionally fatigued, but you're a player for Manchester United. You should never walk into Anfield and accept 7 goals in your net.
7 goals, that was crazy.
That's a lot of goals.
You want to know how crazy this is?
Inexcusable.
This game broke 4 records, right? Record number 1, the biggest red rivalry margin, the biggest
Yeah.
margin in the Premier League history, 7-0. Second record, the biggest loss margin United has conceded since 1938.
Yeah.
And someone,
And actually, we did talk about this last week, like that the Derby game
the Derby game is different.
is different. You know,
It's different. Teams show up, man. And if we look at, and I don't want to give glory to Liverpool or anything, they played well, give them that. But look at their game against Everton, the Merseyside Derby. Look at their game against City. Look at their game today.
they, they show up, but they didn't show up against Madrid. Is what I say. I will say we went to Anfield and did what y'all couldn't do.
Okay, so remember last week we were talking about them, you guys ruining them in Anfield, and I said they show up for big games, and the longer it stretches, and the more they feel hope, the more the Liverpool team that we've known over the past 5 years starts to show up.
Oh.
United's game, if you watch that game, the first half, United kind of sat back. They were a little lazy and saggy about everything.
Yeah.
And Liverpool kept going, gaining confidence, and then we scored. Offside, Gakpo scores.
See that touch, Gakpo's touch inside.
Hey, Gakpo, I thought he was a good player, nothing more than just a good player. But now, it's not that this game changed everything, but I'm starting to respect him for much more than just being a good player.
Yeah.
Clinical finishing, good touch, very lethal actually in the box, which I didn't know.
Nice,
he had
nice.
it in him, but
He's nice. He's I think it was a matter of just like assimilating to the team and
Okay.
Yeah.
like, working well with Salah and Nunes.
Yeah.
Nunes, actually speaking of him,
Speaking of you,
He's scoring
finished.
goals. Hey, now
since
these
you
are
were
taps.
questioning
These
him.
are taps. These
come
are
on,
taps.
he's a header. He's got a header today too.
But
It was so
let's be
far,
honest, that
so
header
hard.
was
Oh my goodness,
in front of the
goodness.
net with basically no keeper there
What?
to
That
block.
was, he had
That
to
was a
jump and
sweaty
fight for
goal.
that. It was not a
If
sweaty
I scored
goal.
that against you on FIFA, you would
You'd be like,
cuss me
oh
out.
yeah.
No,
You
that's
would
not
throw
a
your
sweaty
controller
goal.
at me.
Literally, it was a cross by Hendo, and
And I'm not
just it was not the cleanest contact with with his body. I feel like even hit his shoulder, but he'll take
He
the
almost
goal.
missed. Yeah, no, hey, he's scoring. That's good. Until he does something groundbreaking for me, that's when I'll come to the party and be like, okay, Nunes.
Wouldn't you say today was a low groundbreaking?
For him,
This was his first Manchester Northwest.
no, he showed up in the game. Like I'm not gonna knock anything that he did in the game,
Yeah.
but it doesn't dismiss the misses and like,
All that stuff.
yeah,
on
he
the
still
court.
hasn't lived up to the hype yet.
That's-
You know
that's
what I mean?
fair.
He still hasn't.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And we can't. No, you have to defend your boy Martinez getting turned like
Okay, wait.
that. Getting turned inside out, bro. That is
See.
madness.
I knew people would do this.
I'm sleeping.
I was waiting for a day this would happen so the Graham Souness's and the Jimmy Carragher's of the world can come out and start blasting Martinez. You're a defender. As a defender, you are going to get turned once in a while.
But-
How many people have done that to him in the league? But this week and in the cup final,
Yeah.
Wilson did that to him in the cup final, and then today, well, he slipped in the cup final, and today Salah said, "Show me your number," and then he slipped again. That happens, man. That's part of football. So I won't give him much blame, but the entire defense was horrendous.
That's crap.
Real quick, go back to Gakpo for a second.
The
Right?
first goal.
The first goal. 2 things. Thing number 1, everyone who said Gakpo cannot play as a 9, you are blind, because that's what Ten Hag wanted him for. to basically do that Firmino job. And he's doing it now that he's kind of adjusting to them. And he even said in the press conference after the game, he was like, yeah, we needed time for us to get used to the new, Salah had been used to Mane and Firmino, and now me and Nunes were getting used to each other, and then Salah getting used to us. So now it's gelling, which we can see in the games. Even the Real Madrid game, first 20 minutes, we could see some form of gel.
Class, yeah.
And even that goal, oh my gosh.
Now that goal is nice.
Who would you guys blame for that goal?
I know you want to blame Fred, but I feel like Dallo, you can't get beat with that ball on the inside. Literally, like.
I agree.
Yeah, because you can see Robertson didn't even disguise it so like amazingly. He knew what he was gonna do.
Crafty. Yeah. His left line for you, man. He said, "Yo, I'm passing here." You know what's funny? In the press conference, Gakpo literally said, "Robbo shouted, go inside, go inside." So Robbo told Fred, Varane, Licha, Dalot exactly what he was about to do, both verbally and physically.
Yeah.
And all of them decided to do the opposite of what could stop it. I want to blame one person, but I think every single one of them absolutely.
I was about to say, yeah, it's a lot of errors. Like everyone did like one little thing that piled up in a goal and 7-0. So.
And then but in actuality, I do want to say one thing for United fans to react to this game. It's a process.
It's a process.
It's a process.
Hey man,
we
7-0 processes.
No, yo.
It's crazy,
hey, you know the amount of teams that have gone through this process. Remember 2012, Arsenal 8-2. Remember City in 2008 when they first got their money and they had Joe and Elano 8-1 to Middlesbrough.
No, but thing is, we thought you guys had cleaned out this result.
Yeah, but it's.
You know what I mean?
Ten Hag is doing something in He's done something in 7 months.
But like,
that's amazing. Of course, there's going to be moments where the bad shows up.
Wait, did you guys beat them in
we beat them in Old Trafford.
Old Trafford 2-1.
Yeah.
So take this energy there, because you have to talk about your manager. Like I feel like Klopp told his players, like, this man came for me. He came for us. Said the era was done. Because there was an end of the era. So show him what's up. You know what I mean? Klopp is like, I've been in the Prem for 7 years or so. Yeah, like this is how we do it. He looked clueless in the sidelines for a second. It's like, damn, I've been God.
Yeah.
You can tell you was like, I've been God.
I've never seen someone look so powerless, but yet to try to stay strong in the moment, bro.
I was about to say that I think Ten Hag went in with the wrong tactics against Liverpool.
I agree. Yeah.
And I think Liverpool is not going to do the same thing to Madrid. The reason why is because I think the prep is going to be better. Why? To beat Liverpool, for me, the way that I've seen it, the teams that have done it cleanly are teams that play the high intensity and scoring that they play.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's not necessarily the defending and controlling the game. It's just making sure you score more than Liverpool does. So I can't see Madrid sit back and be like, oh, we're going to concede 5 goals to nil.
Yeah,
it could be 5-3, 5-4.
I would say United tried to play the fast football with Liverpool. While we do Madrid, we know we can't play that fast football. So we keep the ball, keep possession, and protect the ball. That's why we do. But yeah, I mean, y'all could have done.
They can't do neither.
Man United, like the 43rd minute or so.
Yeah. The thing though is, and so I'll agree with Hope that the initial tactics were wrong.
Yeah.
Right. The reason why you guys can keep the ball so well, the reason why City can keep the ball so well, the reason why Barca then can keep the ball so well, is because you had midfielders in there. Your 2 8s dictated tempos. Always. Cruz, Modric, Iniesta, Xavi, Bernardo Silva or David Silva, De Bruyne. Like, you had guys, Yaya Toure in there, who will dictate the way the game goes. United, Casemiro can dictate tempo, but not to the extent of Modric.
Yeah.
Bruno is a high-risk, low-reward player, majority of the time. He can dictate tempo. We've seen it happen this season, but he's always looking for something. Something
today, man, I feel like he could have some of the chances he could have done a little more.
Chances, Bruno again. Okay, I did not say this at all, but regardless, like I said, I don't think Man United is the type of team that can control full tempo of the game, but they also can't play that high intensity. So, can they even beat Liverpool then? I guess, like, what do they have to do?
I think
at Anfield, that is, because Liverpool is shaky sometimes.
To be fair, and we were talking about this before the shoot. He called it the United's Achilles heel. I called it the antithesis. I can't even say the word, so I'm not going to say I'm going to stick by Achilles heel. But even growing up, man, Vidic Ferdinand
Yeah.
with Gary Neville and Evra, or Rafael and Evra, we got smacked in Anfield. I remember a game, was it 3-0? Fernando Torres turned Ferdinand in and out. Freaking Gerrard curls the ball into the wall. Beautiful free kick. Like, in Anfield, I don't know what it is, and I can even Fergie struggled in Anfield.
Yeah.
That's true.
Something
So,
about that energy.
Something about
Something
that
about
energy.
True, actually, like how they
It
play
changes
has been when when like things click for Liverpool. That high, just
It just grows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like something they did really well today was they never let United breathe.
that's what I was saying.
Every second ball in the second half, every
Yeah.
ball into the box, every single thing, they were there first. Even that messed up clearance from Luke Shaw, who was there for Salah. All he had to do was put his foot there. Like, and that's part of
Salah was
emotion,
feeling
bro.
it today. He was cooking.
Yeah,
that
no, he-
goal with his right foot, like in the boxes.
First touch.
Hey,
Oh!
That's
he
like a
put
FIFA color,
everything.
yeah.
That is
That's
a-
like FIFA color.
He put everything in there. But y'all be talking all this and that with regards to Salah, and yes, he showed up. What about your star boy? What happened to your star boy?
Marcus Rashford he's a United boy, thick and thin. And United struggle at Anfield, so he will struggle
He
at
struggled
Anfield.
too.
He still also I think Ten Hag messed up doing one thing. It's always good to encourage your players in public.
Yeah.
But I think when you're going into a rivalry game, you don't want to encourage your players. You want the other manager to piss them off.
Okay.
Ten Hag, I feel like he did a pre-recorded press conference where he's talking about Rashford never scoring at Anfield, and he goes, "I believe in him. He's gonna do it tomorrow."
Yeah.
Think about that as a
Kinda tries
defender. You're
to,
going into a
yeah.
game, and the other manager said, "Yeah, he's in so much form. He's gonna come to your stadium, your fortress, and he's gonna put goals in the net." You're gonna be a little like, okay, I gotta shut Rashford down. You even see Trent
I
making
think
Rashford's tackles.
being a defender today.
Like,
Like, bro, you made it nice.
That's what
But
Anfield does, man.
no, all right. Enough about the United stuff. Enough about losses. Let's talk to a Manchester team that actually won this weekend.
No.
Man City.
Man City.
I hate y'all.
Hey now, I think that game with Newcastle was good for Newcastle.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think they have a lot of green players. Like they're very raw.
Yeah.
Their finishing shows, and like some of the decision making shows. Because I think for the most part, if they had converted, they could have actually won that game over City. But then City's experience shows because they get a chance, they score.
Bam.
Foden gets a chance, he scores.
Hey.
Actually, he makes a chance and then he scores.
He didn't make a chance. Wait, you were talking about you think
Okay,
Foden-
now listen.
you want to bring Foden with the Star Boys.
At some point, we were talking about how Rashford, Saka, Vinicius now belong in the upper echelon of like talking about the
New age
young
kids.
grades. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that if you're gonna say that, I'm starting to think that we forgot about Foden.
Because he
Like,
wasn't
it's-
getting played much by Pep.
Yeah.
And he wasn't starting. So like it was-
anymore. He was on fire, just
Foden
like
did
Rashford is
have
on
it.
fire now.
Yeah, he did have his second, maybe like a season or two ago when he was coming up, but then he did stumble this season to say, yeah, he did low sleep like on form, and Pep wasn't playing him much.
I will blame Pep for that because I don't think Foden started sitting in the bench because he started messing up. I think the systems just started changing. Because you have a lot of players in City and they gotta be rotated. You're not
Yeah.
gonna sit everyone down for same thing that I would argue like for if you watch like Grealish and who plays in the position that he plays in, like he has to be subbed out. They can't use every player, even Haaland sometimes has to sit down. You kidding me? De Bruyne has to sit. Silva has to sit down.
Yeah, but it's
So
I
Pep
feel like
kills their
Foden he still
momentum
needs to do a little
sometimes.
more. I think he did something last season when they were playing the false nine, but he needs to
Yeah.
reinvent himself.
He needs to reinvent himself more than Rashford is now. Because
Rashford
Rashford now is, I would argue, what also Foden has done before.
Not to this
Form-wise.
extent.
Not-
Not to
yeah.
this extent.
Because he's not the main guy, he's not the 9. He's not being
But
played
he
in
can
the,
play as a winger. He was playing as a false nine at one point.
you
for-
can't make the same impact. I don't think.
You can.
You can't make the same impact.
Would you put Foden on the same level as Martin Odegaard at Arsenal? Would you say
Oh.
they're
Impact.
impact level for their team?
Nah, Odegaard. I wouldn't personally.
So why should he be in the Starboy conversation, right? If his impact isn't that significant at City, because
Right now,
right now,
Don't
something
we are
speak
putting-
don't speak as a Man United
yeah, I was about to say.
fan.
Hey, now Rashford is hot now. Rashford was not always hot, so we're gonna put him in the summer just because he scored 11 goals. Nah, it
Okay.
doesn't work like that.
I don't have a problem. I
Hold
think
on.
Foden is a generational talent.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong.
sure.
I think he's gonna be world class in a few years. The problem I see is, and this is just maybe because of the idea I've been fed my whole life in football, is on the best teams, the players pick the teams. There's something you're doing either in training
Yeah.
or in the game when you get the moments, or even in the gym, that the coach and the coaching staff are seeing that ensure you're in the team, right? Roy Keane, unless he was injured or until his spat with Fergie, was never not in the team because Mandem was there early, did everything perfectly, did all this, trained to effect, like trained better than everyone else, played better than everyone else, drove the team forward. Of course, he's gonna
Pep,
play.
I refuse to accept that with Pep.
Messi. Did you see Pep
He's
bench Messi?
I've seen him bench.
Cancelo. Wait.
Yeah, he has bench guns. I've seen him bench so many players. Like Messi's an exception because he produced what he produced. And there are some games that Messi didn't even start too. He started like when obviously he was winning Ballon d'Ors and all that, yeah. But there's a lot of players that have been benched by Pep because
That's
they
true.
didn't
Pep,
follow.
yeah,
or
he
do
does
something.
complicate systems,
Pep-
but like also he's so particular that means for me maybe it's like an attitude thing or just like concentration. Like maybe Foden was not as concentrated maybe outside the game. He is
Name
young.
me 5 players that Pep has played consistently and not benched or taken out even on their
De
form.
Bruyne.
No,
No,
De
he's
Bruyne
benched.
comes out
He's
all the
bench-
time
he's-
for Silva.
No, he
For
when
Gundogan.
when in his best form, he wasn't benching De Bruyne.
There was a period when De Bruyne never sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like we're talking periods. There was a time where Foden was starting every game.
That's true.
on now.
Ederson.
Ah,
Victor Valdez.
Come on, now, that's, yeah, you know what I mean.
Name goalkeepers.
that's easy.
Okay.
Players
his
on the
six. His six never
Rodri,
changes.
yeah,
Rodri,
Rodri.
Busquets, Yaya Toure.
He's
Back
benched
start-
Yaya Toure.
No, but at Barca, when Yaya Toure was at Barca, he kept Yaya Toure. Then Busquets took Yaya Toure's spot when Yaya Toure moved. Right? He keeps his sixes. Particular Fernandinho when he first came, even as Fernandinho was aging, till they bought Rodri, he was still hell bent on starting Fernandinho in games. You know.
I think that's a problem with Foden within Pep's system is because Foden, when I saw his like when he was coming up, like watching his stuff, even with the under 21s, he was like a ball carrier.
Yeah.
That's one of his
Like
strengths.
a little Messi. That's what they're
Yeah.
going with
Yeah.
right now.
But like Pep does not care for ball carriers really.
Unless you're Messi.
Unless you're
No,
Messi, yeah.
and it's not growing up Messi. It's Messi when he's cooked. We're talking about and 94 goal scoring Messi or whatever, which is
Yeah.
like the final product. Because when he was younger, he was sitting down, my guy,
Yeah, but no,
sitting down for people.
that's fair.
He started with the accolades and like the recognition. Then it's like, why are you
Oh,
benching Messi
okay.
now?
Well, then what what will you do to qualify Foden with these other kids? Like with Saka's, with Vinny's, what
I definitely don't think he's far off.
Hey, come
He's
on,
doing-
wait.
yeah, listen, I don't think he's far off from all these guys that you just named right now. But I'm not gonna say he's better than them either. But I'm saying he's worth considering. In
He
the
is, but
conversation.
he still needs to do a little more because Saka for me still needs to do a little more too.
100%.
So both of them have to.
Rashford still needs to do a little bit more.
Rashford this after the World Cup has done for me
He's done
a bit. I would say enough for this season. He can still do more, but he's done enough for me for this season. He's done enough. Now for real, I have to give it him. Like what he's done, like it's the complete opposite of last season. But also Rashford, we have to remember he's much older than these other guys. Like he's much older than them.
25.
Yeah, these kids are like 21, 22.
This guy is having
So
a
he's
good
got more
season.
experience.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's seen more
That's
of the
fair. He's
world,
seen
you know
more
what I mean?
of the world. He's been in the field longer.
Speaking of Saka, then and let's go on to Arsenal. Arsenal 3-2 to Bournemouth. They considered like one of the second fastest goal in the league. Like it was, I think 9 seconds.
9 seconds.
How do we feel about that? They got a little. They got away with one there a little bit. Like the end result, winning. I feel like they could have easily tied that.
Yeah, I think Arsenal, kind of what you were saying a while back, Arsenal have the potential to bottle this.
Dude,
I
I was
think
so
they will
happy.
win the
that
league.
2-0. I was so happy, but then it's also Bournemouth. Like if we're just looking at the team is at the bottom.
Of the table, yeah.
The Gata team. Like the 2 goals, I wouldn't even say it's them scoring it, but it's also more like mistakes happening for them to score. Like I didn't have that much faith. Any Everton, Aston Villa, any
It's
stronger
happened.
team, that's a loss for Arsenal.
But they did it against. I mean, they lost Everton, but they did it against Aston Villa. They pulled the game back too. Was
Yeah.
that last week? I don't know what it is.
Fire.
They
have the
have that
in
fire.
them. They
They
really
want to
won it.
win.
Like they celebrated like they won the Prem.
Yeah,
They
And
want
I
to
was
win,
like,
yeah.
hey now.
Which I think is good. I think they will look back, if they win the league, they will look back on those certain moments and be like, wow, this is what made it. But if they don't win the league, they'll look back at those certain moments and like, we look like idiots right now.
I keep saying this is
No,
too. I know.
uh,
Okay, actually.
Sorry, I was gonna say I was
Yeah,
looking
that's
at their coming fixtures. I think they still have to play Liverpool, Chelsea, City. So I feel like if you stumble in these small games,
What will happen in the league?
yeah, what's gonna happen? But also it's the Premier League. The Premier League, like even this team, like Bournemouth had nothing to lose, so they just
They
like
went for it.
sent it all. Like they fought with everything they had. So I'm a little concerned for them in the title race, but this result, like these comebacks, kind of reel you on and push you on forward to be like, okay, we can do this. We've done this,
They really do,
and
yeah.
and I want to say I'm also happy for the kid, Reece Nelson.
Ah,
Yeah, coming through, like he's been riddled with injury, and like people had said he was one of the best kids in the academy, Arsenal's academy coming up. He was better than Saka's in it, but injuries.
And even if I don't know if you guys watched him in Bundesliga when he went on loan out there.
He did bits,
Doing
right?
a little bits.
Yeah.
He was like a watered down version of Sancho in the Bundesliga.
Okay.
He was doing his stuff. So the kid has potential. The only thing is if he can stay fit.
And stay fit. We'll see. It's the second time he's done this, where he's come off the bench and was an impact sub.
Yeah. And even this boy, absolutely, I don't know why he's a right back now, but he's doing absolutely wonderfully. Ben White.
Ben
Okay.
White. Oh yeah, but he didn't start the game.
He didn't start the game, comes off the bench.
I know you have a soft spot.
I got some spot
Yeah,
for him. And which sucks because he's played for 2 of United's biggest rivals through my growing up stages, Leeds and Arsenal. And so I don't know why I have a soft spot for him, but he's a very good center back, and I was happy to see him score that goal coming off the bench because, dude, I think, and you can quote me on this, in the next 2 years he will be the best English center back.
He's gonna go to center back. You
He's
think
going to start for the England national team, and no one's going to move him in the next 2 years.
Alright,
Fair
we'll
enough.
see. He still has to like get past like Gabriel and
Saliba.
Saliba to be a center back.
Stone sometimes plays right back at
For real.
this thing at City.
He was good, man.
Yeah.
But again, Pep and the
Pep
switching.
will switch.
Stone was
Arteta's
a
like
very
Pep.
good back, but like, are you gonna put him over the guys that are already there? I don't know.
Exactly.
They have literally 2 first 11s. Like another team can take their bench and it can be starters that contend for the title. I think so.
Easily so.
Let's move on. Chelsea finally got their first victory in like I don't know 9, 10 games.
A lot of games.
Fofana had a. Did you like
I
Fofana?
like Fofana, yeah. I think he made a stupid decision going to Chelsea, but I like Fofana.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But do you think they should have won that game? You think they deserved it?
Deserve is a stretch, but it's a good. They needed something.
They
at
needed
some point.
something, but at least they finally got that first win. And wait, was this Felix hit the post again? I'm like, so they did create chances. In a way, like yeah, you can't just hate on them like that.
I mean, in the previous games, they've just not been finishing, or like there's not been a lot of positivity. But like it's not like they were dry, like they didn't attack, 0 shots on target, nothing. So.
And they didn't lose 7-0 or anything. So
Oh, I'm never gonna live this down.
7-0, Man United.
See what you're doing to me, United.
United. Real Madrid retired today 0-0 versus Betis. And you know who's playing Betis next?
A beautiful, beautiful United. We'll come with vengeance, don't worry.
Come with vengeance.
Take our anger out. The one I'm worried about is yo.
Okay, hold
What?
on.
Which
I'm
was
worried
what?
about you guys.
Oh,
Playing who?
Playing Liverpool.
Liverpool. Hey, come on.
They beat Wolves 2-0, so they took the beating from y'all. They swallowed their pride, and they drew with Crystal Palace. They're like, all right, let's just get things back to neutral. And then they beat Wolves 2-0, and then they just massacred their biggest rivals ever in their home stadium.
That's gonna give them confidence, right?
Mhm.
But
Here's what I'm gonna say. It's gonna come full circle when I connect it, but bear with me. So with this lad, we played FIFA for a long time, right?
okay.
And that's how he uses Madrid a lot. So that's how I'm seeing this. When I started playing him, I was more of a balanced player. So I had a good defense, good middle, good forward. I didn't attack all the time. I didn't get as many chances, but when I got the chances, I tried to convert and defend. Then I played him. He's playing Madrid. When I win, I'm winning 1-0. When he wins, he's winning 4-1. So there's definitely a gap that I can't figure out what's going on. And while I'm trying to figure out, he says, just randomly too, the best defense or form of defense is attack.
That's true.
Right? And then when I did the math, I'm like, okay, playing balanced against somebody that's they
With the
flood you
attack.
with the attack and they score the goals. Because all it needs is like 3 FIFA minutes of attacking
Chance,
goals.
yeah.
For me, it takes a whole game to orchestrate and get a goal.
Yeah.
So I think Liverpool are capable of scoring 5 or whatever that they can score. But I don't think Madrid is going to sit back and watch and say, oh, score that, it's going to be 5-0 or 7-0. I think they're going to score, and that's what is going to be the difference. Even if Liverpool wins, it's going to be that 1 goal margin that like, oh, Madrid came back and scored 3 goals, so it's 5-3. If they win at all, because it's also at their home.
That's true. It
Yeah,
is.
I mean, Chelsea did come to a spot and give us a
done well.
hiding.
But that was too key though.
Yeah.
That was
That was
different
too,
times.
yeah, that's true.
But we're talking about Tuchel's, I guess in some sense, his predecessor with Klopp.
Club.
Klopp's got a style of play, rock and roll football, that we saw it today as soon as they got more comfortable. If he gets 45 minutes of y'all not answering him back in your stadium, I promise you, Klopp will dismantle
You
y'all.
think they can pull off this comeback?
I think they can pull it off if you guys let them have the first half. If you give them,
We won't give them the ball. They're
That's-
gonna come at us running. We
the
won't
thing.
give them the ball.
But the thing is, Liverpool, it's not like you can't get chances against them. That's the thing. And Madrid converts crazy.
That's
That's
true.
all it takes.
Yeah.
You score 10, we score 7. Now it's not the same thing. You score 5, we score 3. That's all they need. They've done this in the UCL, and we literally
Yeah, we watched
witnessed
this
it
last
where they
season.
like scored. Yeah, they can score on Liverpool. That's why I think Liverpool is not going to do the same thing. United is not the same. It's not built
United's
like
not
that.
the same as, yeah, for sure. There's definitely levels to this, and I can admit that as a United
Right.
fan.
What's crazy though is like the whole what's happened in this recent couple of weeks. Like you guys beat Barca, Barca beats Real Madrid, Real Madrid beats Liverpool, Liverpool beats United.
Yeah.
Y'all drove Betis, and then
Drove
we're about to
Betis,
whoop
yeah.
Betis.
You think so?
Yeah.
Hey, come on, don't.
Okay, remember when I said Ten Hag's team has a different mentality? If you remember last season, the 4-0 and the 5-0 against Liverpool,
Yeah.
basically it beat us 9-0 in aggregate. What did you notice? Who was the only player that got aggressive?
Last season,
For who? For
See,
United?
For United. See, you can't even think of it. It was
Yeah, I can't
Hannibal,
believe it.
a freaking 17-year-old kid who
Bruh.
we sent out on loan now, who came on for 5 minutes, who made a tackle and got a yellow card. Right? Today, what did we see? Anthony went in a fight with Robertson. Shaw did the thing to Nunes. Bruno kept cussing out the ref. Fred went in for some. McTominay came in, and I swear to you, I know this because I do this every 5 minutes of a game. That tackle on Gakpo was not an accident. He put his studs up because he wanted to leave something on. I do this literally. I've had coaches tell me, first 5 minutes, find the dangerous play. I'll point him out, put a tackle
Put something
on
on
him.
him.
Make sure he remembers that you're there. That was McTominay coming on, right? There's a difference, and I'm not saying we've gotten to the point of like, oh yeah, we're elite mindset. I'm saying we're getting there. Now it's gone from, oh, we're cowards and we're just going to take the beating and be quiet, to we're angry about this. We're complaining about this.
I mean,
Soon we'll
y'all.
get there.
What made me mad was y'all when you'd get fake angry, like when you'd like
Bruno,
yeah,
Ronaldo thing.
no, when you'd lose like finals and get the silver medals, you're like, oh,
Oh, take it up.
and like, shut up! You feel so mad. You should have been mad during
In the
the game,
game.
and the show is right
Sure,
there. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I agree. I think there's a slight change there, which is why, even though I am very like disheartened by this, I think come Thursday, United that we've seen.
These matches could be
it's gonna
boring,
happen.
man. They could be 0-0s and 1-1s because
possible.
people are fearing.
No,
You
that's
know
true.
what I mean?
It's a cup tie, but I think United have to make a statement in the next game.
Yeah.
Can't be
Alright.
0-0.
Let's move on. Barca, Valencia, they barely scraped by.
Barely missed PK. Did you guys see the little spout with Ansu Fati and Ferran Torres?
Nah,
Yeah.
don't-
They were fighting for the
Ferran
thing,
Torres
man.
took the PK and missed.
Oh
and
my God.
Ansu Fati came to him and did this.
Bro, that's always the worst.
I was like, bro, if someone did that to me, you argued with the person for the ball, you missed the
Yeah.
PK, and they're like, it's okay. Next time, just let me take it. Well, bro, I'll fight you on the spot, man. Ego's gone. But I mean, they look like, like we were talking about last week, their defense, as shaky as it could be, they fixed something because they're not conceding as many goals,
Correct.
but they're also not scoring.
Man was calling for Xavi's head.
Yeah.
Hey, now
He's still
it's
leading the league,
Valencia
man.
after all. You know what I mean?
Valencia-
Like the
Valencia
team,
is
it's so
the-
important to know the team you're going to play against. Like I say, like prep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we can't expect Valencia to blow out Barcelona 4-0 kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah. What's going on with this Barca's financial?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff.
Makes me happy as an United fan because Frankie is open. But this, I think it was 2 days ago, the La Liga president came out, and I'm actually going to just read this straight off of The Athletic. He came out and he said Barcelona failed to meet La Liga's financial regulations despite using a series of economic levers, which included selling off their TV rights to spend it short term. The club has to raise over 200 million euros, which is about 177 million pounds, to be able to spend, not to buy this player for this much, to be able to even just buy a player, inquire about a player
Yeah.
this summer. So which means all these high players, Frankie De Jong, unfortunately
You want
Busquets,
Frankie so bad.
Jordi Alba, how do? Imagine a Frankie and Casemiro midfield with Bruno.
he already said what he said about United though. So I
Hey,
don't know.
we'll still take him.
take
not Ten Hag though. We know this guy.
He's
He's his kid, bro.
It's his,
You brought him up. If he could have his Ajax team, he'd do
But
it.
Barca, like with the financial fair play stuff, like they have like 9 lives. They keep getting
They
away
keep coming
with it.
down.
Literally, like at one point they were like, oh, they can register all their players, and then out of nowhere they're playing.
something.
Yeah,
That's the fear right now, is that Barca's going to figure out a way out of this.
like a system around. There's always like
Because they pulled that economic. Remember, at the beginning of summer, we were like, oh, they're renting out Camp Nou for weddings to make money.
Were they doing that?
They did that. They had like Camp Nou, like a section of Camp Nou for receptions and little events
That
to
is
make some money.
low.
And then they also did the economic levers, and the economic levers was the big deal. But the thing with that is the amount of debt. They're already in debt. The amount of debt they're just incurring and incurring with all these players that they have to pay wages. Remember, Frankie, they still haven't paid him his full wages.
yeah.
Jordi Alba hasn't gotten his full wages. PK, even though he's no longer there, hasn't
cut.
gotten his full wages.
He took a cut at one point.
He took
right?
a cut too.
Yeah.
Like these are
That's one thing as a
legends
player I
of the
would
club.
never tolerate in a
A
club.
cut?
A cut?
A cut to your wages.
No.
Man, but you're earning
No.
150k,
The only
man.
way is like if I'm like the main player in there, like I'm the guy, then like I can accept that. But like if
If you're just a regular dude on the
and then
team.
I'm taking
That's
a cut.
exactly when you take a
That's
cut.
when you're just average
No.
Joe.
Because
No.
the game can go on without you. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. So you can't be like in the bench partly and also be taking cuts financially. My
Okay,
G, no way.
I feel like that's a little ego because remember.
Give me game time. We may talk about the cut.
Remember, but you're disposable if you're on the bench.
Yeah.
Dispose me to a team that's gonna pay me.
Oh.
Because look,
crazy.
a lot of these guys that you just mentioned in Barca technically are disposable. It's not like they're, but other teams are gonna capitalize, take them, and they're gonna pay them better even.
I mean,
Frankie in United is gonna get paid
Frankie
better
will
for
get
sure.
paid well.
You know what I mean?
We'll see. Dembele, Chelsea have
Chelsea's
been.
gonna
interest
splash money
monitoring
on
for
the
a
board
while.
easily.
So there's a fair amount of those guys. Even the kids that they signed this summer, the Kessiers and the Alonsos, like, how do they expect to pay?
Bench and the pay cut?
Like,
that's
bro,
a
that's
violation.
tough.
No way.
That's a
Forgot
tough
to
thing.
mention anything about the El Clasico.
Oh yeah, I was actually gonna bring that up too. When you mentioned the Xavi thing, you like criticize Xavi, but you can see it even in the El Clasico. I'm not saying that they outplayed y'all completely or outclassed y'all.
But we didn't even come to play that. We barely came to play with y'all. That's what kind of like disappointed me. But you could tell Xavi had told something to his players.
There was something in the back of their heads. They were playing for something. So I mean, I still think Xavi needs time. Like, sure, he's
His
had
first season, so.
Huh?
It's his first season.
He's
no
not
problem.
wrong.
No, he's
Xavi been here for 3 years
he's
now.
had a
No,
second.
3 years.
Look it up.
Let me look it
He's
up.
had a
Ah,
second,
fellas,
more than
you
1
can't-
year for sure.
It can be.
Because he's been relegated from the Champions League 3 times in a row. He
For
did
real,
a
was it his
three-peat.
first season?
Nope.
This thing. Yeah.
That's
Maybe
why
it's like
I was
2 or 3
calling for his
seasons.
head, because it wasn't really personal, but it was just like he's had some time now to be still
When did he
producing what he's
start?
Yeah,
producing.
he left Al Assad in. Oh no, he started in 2021, so it's been 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's,
And he's
it's
first
not
in the
3, but
league.
it's not 2.
First in the league.
And he's first in the league, so you can tell that there's growth. So
And
I wouldn't
Madrid
come
is
for Assad.
fumbling behind
Yeah, we're
them.
fumbling.
That
In
helps
the
a
league.
lot.
But that's La Liga for you, man.
Yeah, like it's because Madrid we're not a league team.
Yeah.
We're more of a cup team. You know?
I did, which then I have this question about Madrid though. Are you really, and I know status wise you're the biggest team in the world, but are you really the biggest team in the world if you can only show up for the inconsistent games that are cup games? You only gotta show up for, after group stages, you only gotta show up for what? 8 games there?
I will be the first to confess, like Madrid, a lot of what we have is stuff from the past, like historical
History.
stuff. Especially, I mean, we've reinvented ourselves in Champions League. We've done the 5,
Yeah.
we've done the 3 back to back. But the leagues, even when Ronaldo came, I think we won like 2 or 3 leagues in his whole tenure with us. And even Mourinho, I think won 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So we're not like a league team, but that doesn't discount like the biggest prize. We come alive. The biggest prize is we come alive. There's teams that aspire to win like the Champions League, and we're like, oh, we'll do that 3 times, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want that to take away from us. It's just.
It's really difficult to fight the Champions League thing, because after all, you bring the best from everywhere, and you say go ahead.
Get into it.
Yes, there's a bit of luck there. Yes, there's a bit of like, depends who are you drawing, like you know who you face. But at the end of the day, the idea is that it's the best, not just like a bunch of good team and
randos.
some farmers from the same country,
We got some
from the
farmers.
same. You know what I mean?
There'd be farmers, but like I said, even last week we talked about this. We get hard ties, bro. Like I'm telling you, we played Atletico, we played Barca at one point, we played Chelsea,
Wolfsburg.
Liverpool.
One in
Wolfsburg, that was
every.
Ronaldo. That was way
Dortmund.
Dortmund done us. Remember that
Oh,
year?
I do remember that year. They did, y'all. I forgot. Lewandowski
Yeah,
was
Lewandowski.
insane.
But now this summer, if we can get this kid, this 24-year-old from Paris,
You
would
think it's
be
gonna
nice.
happen?
I doubt it. But Vicini is the highest goal scorer now for
In
PSG.
PSG,
The
man.
thing is, he wants the attention and glory that he's getting in PSG in another team, and that's what I think is going to be hard to translate.
Yes.
I do not think he's
fines.
going to have the
Yeah.
same. Yeah, and he's very expensive,
Fines.
rightfully
The-
so.
The,
And you guys want people to take pay cuts in the league, so
Yeah,
that's not how we
yeah,
work
it's
over here.
it's gonna be tough.
I don't know if we get him. Like it's an aspiration. I feel like I saw something too that we're getting out of the race with Bellingham. We don't have the funds.
We don't.
though, for this
150
big
million.
funds, bro. Literally. But this Mbappe kid, I don't know what's gonna happen with him. I feel like his career is just gonna be like he was so good, but basically played in France all the time
I
because of
think
his
it's gonna
price
be
tag.
the French Pele.
Yeah, basically.
And the
All he needs is Champions League and a Ballon d'Or,
Yeah.
and we're gonna forgive him for all of that. But then being in Paris comes with not being guaranteed those things.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, and to be fair, I know nowadays we don't like praise these things, but think of players like Totti and the Ryan Giggs
Staying.
that stayed.
But okay, he's not
for
staying
years.
due to loyalty though.
I know he's staying because of something else.
You're loyal
which,
to money.
which is the problem. But he's loyal to something about PSG.
Fans.
That Totti thing is very cute,
Keep
but
it,
like
bro.
for your legacy though, I don't know if it's the best thing. It was convenient for him in Roma, but
But
Kane is doing it, and
Kane
it's
is
doing nothing. for
You,
him.
it does
Absolutely
nothing for you now
nothing.
because we don't look at we look at players from a stats point, from an awards point. We don't look at players we don't do the eye test anymore. Remember when you were a kid, you watched a player and you went, he's
That's
good,
good. Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
or he's
good,
bad.
yeah.
Now we go, oh, what are his stats? How's he doing? How many goals has he scored? Right? So like even on that level, like someone like Totti or Kane, Alan Shearer,
Royce.
or
Oh, Royce.
Royce,
He hurt himself. He hurt
Royce
himself
could have
so
been in
bad.
Madrid. Like
Royce could have.
he could have even
Royce could have been
Arsenal or
at
something.
Madrid, Arsenal, United. There's so many teams that
Nah,
wanted
forget
Royce.
Arsenal. Arsenal now, yeah, we're able to say that, but once upon a time it was bad for you to go to Arsenal.
That's fair. But even then, like, Royce confuses me because he's loyal to Borussia Dortmund, but he came from Borussia Gladbach. So it's like going from Liverpool to United and then becoming super loyal to United.
That's interesting.
Maybe like it's the value, like how Dortmund values him as a
That's
player
true.
is
Capitano,
nothing.
through his
To-
injuries, they've stood by him.
Jeez,
Like,
man.
It's fair.
Still a terrible decision, but hey,
Yeah, that loyalty thing is like you said, it's cute, but you have to also think of your legacy at one point.
But think calculated risk, right? Sometimes we tend to believe the hype. So think of someone like Götze.
Yeah,
Talent, believed his hype, went to Bayern.
but you have to dream.
Died.
You have to dream.
You
big.
have to dream, but
Yeah.
is there a point where a player has to sit down and be realistic about their dream? Where someone like Royce, for instance, Royce is class, don't get me wrong, but I would not go as far as saying Royce would start on any big team he walked into during his
Now you can't say that, but like in his prime, like when he was playing with Lewandowski back then, he could have
been-
stepped in most teams.
He could have stepped in most teams, but we're talking about Dortmund's second best team in Germany at the time. Team that had just
go to
played in
Bayern
UCL.
and his.
and actually
Go-
Bayern
why
won.
would
If he
Bayern.
goes to Bayern, he's a star. easily.
Lewandowski went there and he won things, my G.
But also, I feel like the moving around is also, it depends on like what do you value most and what's behind you. Like a lot of these players need like the money to
do what they gotta do.
do what they gotta do. You know what I mean? Like so they're like, I like this. I like Dortmund. You'll love me, but you don't love me now.
And you gotta show me the.
You need to add extra
Show me
zeros.
the
that
money.
love.
Yeah, tell me you love me. Show me the money.
And it's like that conversation we had about Rooney too.
Mm.
Like Rooney and Ronaldo, like they were inspired by different things. Ronaldo was like a straight up winner, but Rooney was like
Don't even
Rooney.
rephrase that now.
I don't know how exactly how to rephrase. Rooney didn't like playing football, but you say how you want to say it.
The fact that he said, okay, I'm not. Both of them are straight up winners. If you see Rooney play, you watch Rooney play, you hear him speak, you can see it in his eyes that this dude wants blood. The difference is Rooney is, whereas Ronaldo's dream has always been, I will be the greatest in the world. Even, I mean, remember the interview in 2008 after the Champions League where they asked him, Anderson, and Ferdinand, and they all go Maradona, and he goes, me, and they're all laughing, but he's dead serious, right? Rooney's goal is more so communal. Like, watch the way Rooney's career developed. Ronaldo, as he got older, he became more of just a poacher. As Rooney got older, he became like a 10.
Player.
Then became an 8 a little bit. Even when he went to Everton, even at Derby, he was an 8. Then he became a manager. So you see that Rooney is like, I want to play for the guy that backs me. That's why, as much as Rooney complained about Fergie, oh, I want to leave after Fergie sold Ronaldo. You didn't buy anyone. I'm gonna leave. Chelsea wants me. I want to leave. He never left.
He also, I don't think Rooney would have thrived in any other team.
Oh, are you
but
kidding
what,
me?
not
Yeah,
what
I see that
Hey,
a little bit.
Rooney, like at some point, I think the way that United was structured, they kind of wanted not like around him a lot, but then he was like a priority, and they made sure that the signings that were made were to complement, not to compete. Rooney anywhere else, he was gonna perform just because he's a good player, but I don't think he was gonna have a successful career
Which
as much
teams
as Man United.
could have done good in?
Any
I
team.
don't say any team. Mention a
Any
specific team.
No Chelsea.
Arsenal,
No Chelsea. No
I would say
Chelsea.
City because they were absolute rubbish.
First of all, do you think
Liverpool.
Rooney was gonna bench full-time Didier Drogba?
Yes.
I do.
Okay, I love
No,
Drogba
no,
with
no, no.
all everything.
But-
First of all,
No,
he's
my
the second
G.
highest goal scorer in the Premier League history. He's the English record holder of
Oh
goals
my God.
right now.
What rabbit hole are we in?
No. Now,
No.
forget stats for a second. Let's talk about Rooney, eye test wise. You know what Rooney's song was from 2000 and freaking, what was it, 2003 or 2006, when he first came up as a 16-year-old kid in Everton.
In Everton, he was nice.
He was nice his
United,
whole career,
but I'm just-
man.
Yeah, but he,
people-
Look at how
discount Rooney
Rooney
because-
played. No, it's not discredit. I'm thinking he was not gonna have as successful as a career in another team.
would fit in
than
any other
United.
team.
He would fit, but would he have the
Oh, yeah,
success?
I think so.
I don't know.
No
I don't know.
way, man.
Because Rooney goal machine, number one. Rooney
Yes, go, yeah.
has something that most other attackers have. It's something that Harry Kane has right now. Is that vision and the
Yes.
ability to
And
pick
as a
it
10,
out.
you think he could sit down Lampard?
Yes.
Hey,
It depends on
guys,
what kind of system you're
I,
playing.
I don't know.
Let's sit down and have this chat now.
I don't want to have this chat because
No.
we're talking about a man who didn't take care of himself enough to last past 35.
30, bro. Legends last till 30, man. Eric Cantona retired at 30.
At
There's so
30.
many
I'm
players.
talking
Up
about, see,
until
the thing
recently.
we're talking about Ronaldo, it was like they had different visions.
They had different
ambitions.
visions. Rooney's ambition was communal. He
Yeah.
wanted the people that backed him to be backed. The team that loved him, he loved. He went back
Right.
to Everton to play for them. He stayed to coach Derby and would have stayed to coach Derby. He's coaching DC United now. The
Yes,
team
but he
that picked
could've-
him up, you know?
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
always
this
looking
is
to back.
it's just not relevant right now.
It's not.
That's
but
the problem.
Don't say. I just don't. I don't like when people come with that narrative that Ronaldo was a winner and Rooney was not.
He was a winner, but it's
No.
just he was not
No,
hungry
no,
enough for
no,
me.
no,
He
no.
had created his hunger, but he was just not like he didn't dream big enough. That's my problem. But that's,
He wanted Rooney to become the next Ballon d'Or winner and all
Yeah,
that.
He
least-
could have. He
could have, he had the
quality to.
potential.
Yeah.
But what happens if you decide you're playing for the team and not yourself? How many players have truly
You
just
can
played
feel
for the
too
team
neatly.
and won Ballon d'Or, other than Messi?
Kaká has done it. Kaká has never been a
Kaká
selfish
is
player
a
ever.
different person. Kaká-
Sweetest guy
Kaká
on earth.
Modric,
One.
he was a team player.
Do you think Madrid deserved that Ballon d'Or? Let's be
Yeah.
honest about that Ballon d'Or.
Yeah,
I think he did.
Why?
actually true.
Why? Champions League?
Champions League and,
And then
World Cup.
yeah,
Second
the
place
kids
in
and
World Cup.
numbers.
Yeah,
Second place in World Cup.
Croatia.
Who was gonna win? Who won the World Cup?
Croatia.
Let me think.
France won the
Right
World
now,
Cup.
France won the World
Who was
Cup.
gonna win a Ballon d'Or? Benzema that year?
Benzema
You can't-
Wasn't even there. Yeah.
Maybe Mbappe, but he was
No,
not
he
yet
was
done
young.
enough
No.
in the
He was a
league.
team player to France that year. There was no like prolific.
I agree, there were
unknown guy.
like moving forces around.
There were a
guys.
lot of movies. I think Perez,
But- Hey.
allegedly.
No one deserved it that year like that though. If
Yeah.
I think about it achievement wise.
No one did. But why did Modric win it?
It was the
Because
better
of the World
candidate.
Cup,
No.
dog, and the Champions League. Like, come on.
Things lined up for him that year.
He finished second in the World Cup. Lost to France.
Croatia.
4-2. Okay.
With Croatia, though, that's a
What did
very,
you see what he did to Argentina in that World Cup? Him
Mm.
and the team.
Mm.
The team revolves around him.
And he's a midfielder.
You
How
see what
is-
I'm saying?
you said-
Rooney played for the team. Modric's team, Croatia.
Okay, don't say revolves around him because that's just like taking an easy route. You know, Brazovic.
Brozovic, Rakitic, Modric. Those
Yeah.
are the three, and Kovacic will come off the bench. Those two, Modric controls the tempo.
Yeah.
Rakitic and Kovacic are box-to-box, efficient midfielders who never lose the ball and have good passing range. Brozovic is your six that cleans up everything, but is technical enough to dictate tempo as well.
Mhm.
Who's doing all the
It's
dictating
Modric,
of
but
the
he's not
tempo?
like he's not scoring all the goals.
You don't have to score all the goals to be the main guy in the team. Odegaard, I would argue, and Arsenal fans, you can come for me if you want, is the main guy at Arsenal. He's not scoring all the goals. Saka, Martinelli, they're scoring goals, but he's the one. If you take Odegaard out of Arsenal right now, Arsenal will crumble.
Exactly.
That's what we're fighting for the Ballon d'Or though.
And
like players
but
like
what I'm saying,
Modric,
if you
even
take
though-
Rooney out of United, United would
If you
have
take
crumbled.
Modric out of Croatia, they would have crumbled. If you took out Modric out of Real Madrid, even though Benz was doing bits that season, we would have crumbled.
And okay, to some degree, I guess I can agree. Okay, there's a reason why he deserves it.
Yeah.
However, we cannot say, oh, he's this holy nice guy who's playing for
He
the
plays
team.
for Madrid, though.
He
Like,
plays
he's
for
not like-
he plays for Madrid. When it comes to Croatia, he dictates the game. Even in Madrid, to some degree, Modric still dictates
Yeah,
every
what,
moment.
but
the way
what
Madrid
does that
play.
take away from him? How does that take away from him?
What I'm
winning
saying
the
is if a team is built around you, even if when it seems like you're playing for the team, you're still technically playing for yourself.
no.
Mbappe is playing for himself.
Mbappe, yes.
Ronaldo played for himself.
But Modric
Obvious.
is playing for the team. Like
Modric-
if you're playing that central role and you're like detecting tempo, you're building the team. You're doing all this for the team. He's not doing this. He's not making these passes of like building up play to get his stats. Mbappe
That's
is
true,
scoring goals.
that's true.
He's scoring hat tricks, stat padding to get like all his higher highs. You
Yeah.
know.
That's true. It's not stat pattern.
Yeah.
But
I don't know why we got this rabbit hole.
Yeah, I don't know.
fellas.
Yeah.
All
Move on
right,
to the
let's,
next
let's keep going. I saw this week, it was this Kulusevski built his best player, and I think he had vision of Pirlo, at the heading of Ronaldo.
Yeah, the left foot of Robin, right foot of Ronaldinho,
Yeah.
speed of Mbappe.
What
Finishing
else?
of Ronaldo de Lima.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was something else. What was
I
that?
don't know what else it was, but you guys gonna have to build your best player now.
What's the criteria again? Criterion.
Header, vision, right foot, left foot,
Okay.
speed. Yeah.
And dribbling. He said
Dribbling,
dribbling was
Hazard.
Hazard.
Yeah, that was. I don't mind that. I feel like that should have been Messi, but I don't mind Hazard being up
Messi,
there.
Neymar, Ronaldinho. There's so many options.
Who did you say was better dribbler than Hazard?
Iniesta.
Iniesta.
That is crazy behavior.
I'm not
Let's
gonna
hear
go
it.
ahead.
Let's say
obviously.
if someone comment down like if this man is crazy.
Can we define dribbling?
Yeah. Which I
Let's
think
define
that's
it
the
right now
important
for
thing.
us right now. What are we gonna say dribbling is? Is it going forward positively, taking players and doing something dangerous? Or is it never losing the ball and always eliminating the men in front of you?
So for me, this goes back to when we were coming out, when you had to choose between. Actually, for me personally, when I had to choose between Ronaldo and Messi, I chose Ronaldo because he was entertaining. He was game pass players in a creative way. But then when I grew up and I learned like coaches don't care about that. They want that Messi's type of dribbling
Yeah,
where you
just
get
Get the
past
job done
like,
quick.
okay, but the consensus between the two is still moving positively.
Yeah,
and
move
making
forward.
teams
You gotta
don't
move
like.
forward.
Okay, sure.
The-
So let's okay.
The mockery thing, like the Anthony thing, we still talk about it and go, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Right? That's not really dribbling. That's just showboating.
yeah.
When it comes to getting past players and completely, by your dribbling, eliminating the threat in front of you, Iniesta, I mean, if you watch them closely, he did this thing.
But you can't say it better than Hazard, bro.
The thing is, the difference is Hazard played he was a winger. So
Yeah.
you got to see it every single second. It's the same thing when white players go. Have you seen the clip of Frankie de Jong smoking the crap out of Ousmane Dembele in a sprint? And everyone's like, I didn't know Frankie was that fast. But because he's a 6, he's not
He
going to be
doesn't do that all the
sprinting
time.
like that. When he
That's
gets
something
that
like-
dribble,
that's crazy to say that like I can think of that one clip on the side where Iniesta is doing
Look
some
at
yeah,
that.
he's doing all
There's
this
a
and
lot
that.
of compilations. You should
Yes,
look them
yeah,
up,
bro.
actually.
Go-
But better than Hazard,
Oh.
I can remember Hazard weaving through Liverpool and
It's the
Banging it
the
over.
better term is the one that I don't want to put there, but I don't want to count him out either. But let's go. Actually, let's do it this way. We say header. You say your name. We say dribbling.
we're
yeah,
gonna
I like that,
I like
we're
that,
gonna
I like
build.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
let's build our teams. Okay. I was gonna build
So
my
go
forward.
first. Header.
You want me to start
actually.
first?
Yeah.
Header.
Casemiro could be there too. I'm just saying for your sake.
And then I said Ramos.
Ramos.
Ramos' header is golden.
I actually was gonna go for that too.
Ramos. Okay. Should I say my header?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's biased, but fellas, Ronaldo did bits with his head.
No, it's
It
a
was-
good
At
one.
one point, it was kind of like automatic.
It was- yeah.
It was like automatic.
There's a point with Real Madrid where Cabal just put the ball in the box and Ronaldo's head was
It's
somehow.
like
It was not
And he had hops too, so you could,
Yeah.
get up there.
I guess just to not be redundant. Now many search.
Mandzukic.
Oh,
I know
my
you did
Lord.
like
I liked it.
but more like FIFA.
14.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to not use FIFA because I have my guys in FIFA that I'm like,
That you
I know
use
that when they're
specifically.
there, yeah. But in real life, I was gonna go Sergio Ramos.
Yeah.
Ronaldo, I recognize, but I don't want us to use him just as a head. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
has so much to offer. So,
Yeah.
but
How about
you know,
Okay, header.
this? You go said Ramos, I'm gonna change mine. Just to not be redundant. Vincent Company.
Company.
Sure.
Like heading in the box
In the
to
box.
scoring.
Sure.
You know how many
I don't like
titles
him
he put them
as a
The
defender.
other person I wanted to add there, like a very honorable mention, Drogba.
Oh my gosh.
Drogba was dangerous.
Oh my
I don't know,
God.
Bayern. Hey.
Bro, how do you generate that much power in your head, man?
Yeah.
Like I get the cross has to be like firm, but even as firm
It
as
wasn't
cross
just direction
goes,
with him,
like,
he came with- and-
bang,
yeah.
bang, man. Like the neck muscles, the back muscles, everything is.
He was a big man. Drogba was strong.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right. Vision, fellas. I think that was the next one. Vision.
Oh, I'm torn. Let's go this way. Start with you.
Hey, my guy Iniesta has done numbers
Fair,
for me.
fair.
I've seen that guy see passes that I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Iniesta for me.
Okay, I'm gonna mention someone, but he's not gonna be my choice.
Sure.
I've seen people talk highly of Ozil being a visionary,
Oh yeah, that's
but
correct.
he's not. For me, even in Real Madrid, he was not like my preferred type of visionary or like player. Like who I've gave his. Yeah,
Interesting.
I don't know. I
Madrid at the time was also there. I will say it was difficult to be that vision guy because they didn't really rely on him. We had a lot of solo boys, and like just
and we're playing fast football too.
Yeah.
We had
It was
it's
very much
Bale
counter-attacking.
and
Ronaldo,
with Di
Benzema.
Maria. Actually, I think it was Di Maria at that time. But vision.
Iniesta, my G.
Iniesta.
Ooh.
South have someone.
I forgot it when you said talking about Ozil.
I'm not gonna.
Oh,
pick
I
it.
got one because you said talking about Ozil,
Alright.
and I'm shocked you haven't said this yet. The GOAT of Vision himself, Guti.
Oh, I knew you'd say that. I knew you'd say that. Okay, I'll be honest. I didn't watch a lot of Guti. I was really young at that time.
Fair.
Vision. Yeah. I guess that's not what I look for in players, but maybe I did like what Pogba did in 2016,
Okay.
2016 in the World Cup.
Yeah,
He did big in the French team, but he didn't translate to United.
If
He is that guy though.
Pogba's vision and technical ability
Yeah.
on his day is probably unrivaled right now.
Yeah, no, he did his thing.
He
He did his
had his
thing.
moments, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, like I was saying Pogba. Yeah.
you go
What was
Pogba.
next?
Let's say touch.
touch, first
Just-
touch.
just
Oh,
cause,
I like
yeah.
that.
First touch.
I
Easy
can go
Mahrez, fellas.
Comares.
Yeah.
Sisu, clean.
Oh, you taking? You taking?
I'm taking it all time, bro. We're talking building the ideal player.
But Mahrez kills it so
Mahrez
cleanly.
kills the ball well.
I'm gonna actually have an unpopular opinion this time, just to make things fun.
Yeah.
Juan Mata.
Oh, come on.
Ah, yo, that boy.
He was nice. He was nice.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
But it's
There's
not
a
my
clip,
kind of
dude.
player.
There's a clip where someone is bodying him, okay?
He cleans it up.
Drops it.
He cleans it up.
doesn't even touch
Yeah,
the
but
floor.
Mahrez, it's like every day. But I would say
You're right,
it's not
though.
pressure. His balls are not pressure.
Yeah,
But he still cleans
down
it.
on the wing.
Yo, there's a clip by Juan Mata.
There's and I know obviously, personal testimony from your friend isn't really a big deal. But Ande Herrera said in an interview, if someone said you have to pick someone with the best first touch,
Yeah.
I drop you from the highest skyscraper and they have to control you. Who would it be? Juan Mata.
I mean, he's a
Mata's left
Spanish
foot.
boy. He's a
Hey,
Spanish
it's
boy.
one clip. It
go
took
with
one
it.
clip for me. I've been watching the guy and I thought it was good, but with pressure, a guy like
As
and
small
the
as he
ball is
is,
high, and he just like
simple. And
like
obviously,
nothing happened.
we can't discount the Messi and the Maradona.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah, those are like cheat codes.
those are yeah.
Oh, Messi, I forget Messi. Yeah.
Yeah, but now Mahrez is. Yeah.
Mahrez is doing his bit. He's been doing his bit.
Yeah, no. No, hey, that boy is brilliant. And I like that after he does it, he does something.
He's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go for dribbling. Then you're gonna say Hazard.
Just start right here.
Dribbling.
Mm.
That's tough, and I don't want to waste time. I want to give Hazard for the Premier League, but also Adama Traore when he was nice. His first stint with Wolves,
Yeah.
he was doing something that I didn't see in the Premier. But he also had being physical.
Yeah.
But that man would take the ball from the line, from the center.
And just go.
But the problem is,
Yeah.
his dribbling for me is not, it's not pretty in my eye. That's
Yeah.
the only problem I have with it.
I guess I have a question with that. When we're defining dribbling,
Yeah.
would we call that dribbling? Kick and run? Remember the Bale goal?
Kick and
Remember
run.
Bale's
Run,
good
yeah,
days?
with
Yeah,
Bale.
like
I think if it involves touches here and there, because there's the kick and run where you put it to space and then
And you just-
finish.
yeah.
Then there's one where you get to a player and then
There has to be change of direction.
yeah,
There has to be change of direction. Like
Mbappe's kind, because he will outrun you,
He
but
will,
then in
yeah,
the box
he
he's
changes.
gonna twist and turn.
That's
Which
right.
mine is Neymar. Like he's
if you go all time
that's fair.
dribbling, I'll give Messi and Maradona all time. I'll give Neymar. He does it in a creative way, like which is doesn't lose the
It's
ball,
pretty,
but
yeah.
it's pretty. But also give Ronaldo. What year was this? When he was a winger.
So
Like
three,
just-
all
yeah,
three to like
four.
2009. period.
That's like literally what brought. I mean, there's so many players. Okay, I need to choose one.
You just pick. Madam Yes, 5.
Yeah. I can't say Messi.
no.
But the thing is, like, after growing up, you know he's the
You know he's
right
the-
kind of dribbler.
You know there's no other way.
I said Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho, oh, you stole
Yeah.
that.
Because he was
That's
still
good.
fun to
Yeah.
watch.
That's what I was gonna say. Because you could not watch Ronaldinho and not be in
Yeah.
love with football, man. Anyone who says I didn't like Ronaldinho, you're lying. So.
What about Kaka's dribbling? But it was not the
It was
prettiest.
cute,
But he was-
It was
it was
yeah.
very
He
straight to
weaved.
the
It was
point.
very cute.
Yeah.
Though.
You know.
Just
I like Kaka for lots of reasons, but
Not
I would
dribbling.
not call him.
Okay,
the
yeah.
dribbler.
No, I was just saying to what we're saying. We're talking about
With the kick
kinds
and
of
run,
dribbling.
yeah. He's if you know, Kaka almost had almost like a kick and run, but like a little bit more touches in between.
And just crazy was not the fastest
Wasn't
player in the
fast.
world.
Yeah, he just knew how to do it.
Move.
He's Brazilian, bro.
Yeah.
Actually, Brazilian. Ronaldo de Lima.
Mhm.
Have you seen the videos of him?
And it was
doing-
entertaining. It was
Yeah,
going forward. It was
and
progressive.
he was scoring goals with them.
Yeah.
Respect. What's next thing?
right foot.
Right foot for me, Paul Scholes.
That's easy. That's like a cheat code a little bit.
Oh, yeah. It was perfect technique for everything he did. Clean striker of the ball.
Yeah, yeah. For me, easily Ronaldo.
Right.
Yeah.
That's more of a cheat code.
Ah man. I mean, I can let Scholesy slide. It's fine. But I said Gerard, like
Oh,
Gerard,
yeah,
Stevie G.
Okay, so Ronaldo's like a cheat, so I won't pick Ronaldo. I just go Lampard. Yeah. I'll go Lampard.
They all had
He had a long range.
But he's not. I don't think he's on their level.
Oh
of
my
technique,
god, he's
but-
just a hater.
Man United people, they lose 7-0 and they're still barking.
Hey, I'm not even barking at the guy that's my direct rival. I'm not barking at Stevie G. Let's be honest. Lampard was maybe a step behind these guys. I think just a tiny step. It doesn't have to be a big step, but he was a little bit behind them.
Alright, let's go. Left foot. Besides obvious, because Messi obviously.
Yeah. Ooh.
Robin.
Robin van Persie.
Robin.
Van Persie.
But he was more like a finisher though, wasn't he?
Hey, but
That left
okay,
foot.
he didn't
Long
do a lot of
range.
like long range, but there was like some first time shots that he
was
did.
that- that was that
Yes.
ball.
Greatest
United.
permanent finish ever, yes. And remember, the season before he did something very similar at Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
Ball coming over his head, straight into the left. foot.
Actually, no, screw that even for header though, with the flying Dutchman.
Yeah, he got that.
That was like
No, he was a good header though.
No, he had
a good head.
At United, he scored his first hat trick for United, the Fulham game.
Yeah.
I think one of the goal was a header.
Arsenal.
The flying Dutchman was nice. I
flying
still,
Dutchman.
I can, yeah. But still, I can give him like the heading category
That's
off
fair.
of those.
There's been guys that have been more clinical with their hands. Sergio Ramos, obviously.
Yeah.
And people like that.
Well, okay, we did the left foot.
Oh, we said like a flop, like someone that you wouldn't put on the pitch. Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire.
This left head.
There's games you need slap head though.
I feel so bad for him. I wonder how he's doing. Like, behind
He's not
closed
fine. I
doors.
know he's not fine.
He's got to. Oh,
You
he's
go from
gotta-
playing every game to nothing, not even a sub.
Bro.
No
And
contribution.
it's never like it was after doing, like it's after years of abuse from fans for his ability. And then now you're on the bench and
The
you
coach is
feel-
just like, yeah, the fans are
yeah,
right.
the fans are right, bro. Yeah.
He's on his way out.
Basically. Someone, okay, someone who's not clinical. I Higuain.
Higuain, yeah. Higuain is not a.
Yeah, for me, Werner and Chelsea and Torres. I mean, it's a Chelsea
It's
curse
Chelsea
though.
curse, man. Lukaku, he wasn't even clinical at Chelsea.
Lukaku cleans his act up. He cleans his act up in
Lukaku.
Inter.
But he wasn't clinical at Chelsea.
That's why I hate people be coming for Lukaku.
In Man United, don't skip Man
No,
United.
he was clinical at United. His first season at
He had
United, he
some
was scoring some
blunders
goals.
though. Yeah. That's where it started though in Man United.
Yeah, I mean,
Belgium, dude, can we forget what he did like the World Cup right now?
Okay, that was not
Come on
great.
now, please. We're gonna ignore that.
But
Okay.
that was like after, like he didn't have a
Lukaku.
good season before that.
You know
if
that-
he came off that season off Inter, who knows what he could have done.
you know that statement, pride comes from a fall. If you notice, a lot of these players that end up screwing themselves over always publicly say something like, "Why don't people put me in a world-class category? Why don't people?" And then they fall. Lukaku, Hazard.
Hazard was top three, top five.
But then he didn't have to go say it on national television and then go to Real Madrid and then become.
Real Madrid was
fat.
the wrong team for him. I'll tell you that. I think he should just stuck it out in Chelsea.
He should have. I mean, he would have been a legend of the club.
Easily.
I mean, I think he could still be considered a legend. I don't know, but he would have definitely been a legend of the club if he stayed at Chelsea.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Alright, fellas, we built our players. I wonder which player could win. Comment out leave in the comments. Which player do you think would win? I feel like we had pretty some overlaps here and there, but I feel like my player would win, obviously.
Nah, I don't
You
think
put
so.
Lampard in your team, I'm sorry.
in the makeup of a player. Alright, that was it for this week. The Real Bench Romans, we are here. Comment, like, subscribe. More content is coming.
And put me in, coach.
Yeet.